Okay, so you've set your goals or you've set your vision, and now you want to ensure that it's going to happen. I'm going to go through today with you 6 things that will absolutely make a critical, massive difference to ensure that you actually hit your goals, achieve your dreams, or again, what I call visioning, right? So, this is part 3. Welcome. My name is Gavin Weber, and this is the third part of a series on, other people call it goal setting. I call it visioning, okay? And on the first video, I talk about what gets in the way for people on their goals, what really stops them, that they're usually not aware of. So I recommend going back and watching that. The second video is I teach you what I think is a very elevated process to create your dream life, to achieve things you didn't think was possible. And I call it visioning. I really feel like traditional goal setting is a little outdated. There's some issues with it. I go through that all in the first 2 videos, right? So today, I'm assuming you've already watched those, but go ahead and watch this first, even if you haven't. And this is going to, even if you don't do those things, this is going to help you if you're doing traditional goal setting or my method to make sure that you hit your goals, right? Now, this isn't the traditional stuff of like read your goals or, believe it or, all the stuff that they teach. These are going to be radically different than you've heard before. So let's just go ahead and dive in, right? Number 1, and gosh, if you just did number 1, your life is going to be drastically better in almost every area, and it's going to help you significantly hit your goals. So number 1 is stop complaining. Now, what I mean by that is not just a little bit, not just on your, like about goals or things not going the way you want or your work or money or anything. Like literally stop complaining. Every time you catch yourself complaining, you need to become aware of it and just stop, right? Because that's not helping you. It doesn't help you feel better. It doesn't help you solve what's maybe stopping you. It doesn't improve your life. And a lot of times people say, well, I understand you go through hardships and I understand there can be tough things that happen, but we all complain about way more things than we ever should, right? And this is a big one for me, transparently. Like I have a great life and I just catch myself like, oh, I don't like that, or I wish this was differently, or why'd that person do that? And it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, who cares? Just move on, right? And eventually your complaining will trickle into your goals. It'll trickle into your vision for your life and all your dreams. And if you can learn to stop complaining in all areas of your life, you will feel completely empowered, and it's going to make a massive difference with your goals. So that's number 1. I'm going to do a whole video on that, and I probably will at some point. Number 2, become it. And when I say become it, become your vision. And again, that's my word for goal setting. But become what you want to create. Become that which you want to hit or achieve, right? And it's not just enough to, kind of want it. That's the disconnect. That's the issue, because you are already what you want. You just don't realize it. And quite frankly, that's what goal achievement is to understand what it looks like to align with that which you really already are, like finding out who you are. And I'll talk more about that in a little bit. But a lot of times people say, oh, you should read your goals every day. Great, you should. I take it a step further. Like, you need to feel your goals. You need to see your goals. You need to know your goals are in the process of happening and have already happened. It is done. It's a whole nother level, okay? And your vibration, your excitement, your knowing goes to, again, just a completely different level, which changes everything. So you need to become your goals. What kind of person does what you want to accomplish in every facet? And align with that, feel that, be that, okay? So number 2, become it. And I really think the best way to do that is to actually, in my visioning process of like, while you're reading it, like visualize it and feel it, okay? To the nth degree that is possible for you. Number 3, you've got to get help, okay? You cannot think that you have all the answers. You can't think that like you know how to do it. If you already had all the answers, if you already knew how to do it, it would already be in physical form in your life, right? This was a hard one for me to gather and to understand. It's like, oh, I know how to do that. Just do this, this, and this. Well, that was probably a couple of pieces of the puzzle, but there's so many things I had no idea on. And guess what? The universe is conspiring to help you. Like there's never been a better time on this planet to, at your fingertips, like right now, or like to be able to learn what you're missing, what you don't know. I mean, YouTube, whatever, right? And I would recommend you get a coach, you get a mentor, you can pay them, you can get it for free through, videos. But you've got to fill the gap with the things that you don't realize that you're missing. You don't see your blind spot. And it's there. It's there, and you have to become aware of it. And by hiring somebody, by possibly joining a community, by listening to podcasts, by watching YouTube videos like this. For example, if you want to be extremely fulfilled, be unbelievably happy, and you want to come from a place of love and everything that you do and really enjoy your life, subscribe to this channel. That's what I'm going to be teaching you. That's, the life I'm in the process of living, and I've come a long way, and I'm going to show you that, just like with this 3-part series. So if you want to, law of attraction, Esther Hicks, Abraham. If you want to, just like personal growth and some mindset stuff, Tony Robbins, there's all kinds of business experts. Find somebody that you resonate with, that you trust, that you like, that you would, say, hey, I'm going to follow their path. And then you'll bring in some of you and other things that you've learned, but, really get help. Okay. That was number 3. Number 4, let go. After you have done the visioning process, after you're moving in that direction, you need to let go. And here's the power of letting go. That detachment is it's demonstrating your level of belief, your level of trust, which sounds like counter. It sounds like the opposite, because it's like, well, no, I'm supposed to be doing all these things. No, I'm supposed to be really diving in every direction. And letting go feels like almost like giving up or not doing anything. And that's the exact opposite. Letting go is detaching from how you think it should go. It's detaching from, results looking a certain way. Those are all just sabotaging you. Letting go is, in reality, an extreme form of faith, of belief, because you're allowing it to unfold as it's going to, as it will. And that word will, is you're aligning with God's will, your will, the oneness, okay? And that has happened. But if you don't let go and you attach, then it's a form of limitation. It's a sign of that you don't quite believe, that you feel like there's things that you have to do from your point of view, okay? Which leads me into number 4, listen. Okay. And what I mean by listening is it's an elevated form of learning, right? What we want to do is it makes us feel better. Our ego wants to think we know, and therefore we have the answers. And when we don't listen, we're just going around repeating the same mistakes. We're just coming from a place of the past. And when you listen, you're kind of opening yourself up to new possibilities and to seeing what's really happening. And so that you, from a higher perspective, it's a form of awareness, right? And what happens is then you can start paying attention to how all this stuff is coming along trying to help you, whether you call it guidance, whether you call it a form of spiritual help, okay, whether it's from God or the universe, whatever your thoughts, right, is that when you listen, it's a form of having faith that the answers are being provided to you. But when you're constantly talking or constantly doing or constantly not paying attention, you're missing it. And you're just going to be in this circle of what you've been doing in the past. And listen, that's my whole story. I've done the same thing over and over and over for decades, and I got the same exact results. And yes, that's insanity, right? So when you listen and you talk less and you pay attention, you're going to see like, oh my gosh, it's all right there in front of me. I just didn't see it. Okay. It's pretty cool. Number 5, be ready for the crap. Okay. And yes, that's blunt. But once you set an intention, once you go towards your dreams and your visions and what you'd love to create and see happen in your life, like, first of all, it's gonna happen. It's just there's going to be what feels like time in between because there's some healing, there's some preparation, there's some aligning and resonating with it, because right now you don't feel like that's you. You don't feel like it's possible. Therefore, it's not showing up in your life. And like the time in this 3D space, all it is the proof that you haven't aligned with what is already here for possibility and right here in like a parallel universe, right? That's a whole nother video. But when you're ready for the crap, you know there's going to be obstacles. You know things aren't going to go the way you really kind of hoped. You know you might be disappointed. And when you already know that, then you don't have to like use that as an excuse of, oh, it's not working, or oh, this stinks, or poor me, and being a victim, right? You're just like, now, I know, like, you know, if you've set goals before, like sometimes they're simple, sometimes they're really hard. And when they're really hard, a lot of people don't stick with it. Oh, it wasn't meant to be. And that's not the case. Sometimes it's just garbage. I'm going to use an example. Recently, and I'm sorry, this is sports, but I'm grew up a Michigan fan, and Jim Harbaugh took over Michigan like 9 years ago. He went through some terrible years and almost got fired. And he stayed the course. He believed. He made changes. That was the process that was needed. And about 4 years ago, he was almost fired. Went 2-4 during a COVID season. The last 3 years, best 3 years of Michigan football history. Won the Big Ten championship twice. Beat Ohio State twice. Then this season, they beat them again for the third time. Big Ten championship and national championship after the previous 2 years losing in the Final Four. So, yeah, bring this up is that, like, you know, we humans, we think, gosh, like if it was meant to be this way, and I guess it just doesn't work out for me, or I guess that wasn't meant to be. Like Jim Harbaugh at Michigan, he needed to go through those pains because there was a lot of things that he wasn't doing that was ever going to help him win the national championship, his ultimate goal at Michigan. And when he listened and paid attention and he was ready for the garbage, ready for the crap, like one of his big things is not to complain. You know, I've learned a lot from that guy, even though he's kind of a different bird, as you could say. But it's not gonna always be easy, and that's part of the process. Which leads me to number 6: enjoy the process. This is like I'm gonna end it on this. You came here to do something very cool, very fun, very experiential with your life, right? And if you don't feel like you've done that yet, you can begin today, right? And it's all was supposed to be a challenge. That's part of the fun. It's like having the doubt. Like if you just knew you could like create everything like that, which actually you can, but if you just knew that, like it wouldn't be that fun. There's a process. There's a time that unfolds. There's the ups and the downs and the highs and the lows and the joys and the disappointments, right? And like savor that. It's the process. It's beautiful. And guess what? As you go through the process, the whole design is for you to experience who you really are. And as you show yourself, wow, look at this creation. Look at what was able to transpire here. And you start understanding the process, not from an ego perspective, but from a love and joy and possibility and like almost like a oneness connection of that truth of who you really are. That's what happens when you hit your visions and you experience them and they come into manifestation in physical form. You will start experiencing truth and of the truth of who you really are. And then you don't experience fear anymore. You come from that truth of love and abundance and joy. And then you're just creating from that. And it almost always turns into a creation of like, what can I give? How can I serve? That's why I'm here. I'm going to be doing a community soon. I'm going to be teaching this in detail. I want to teach the world what's possible with their joy right now, what's possible right now, their abundance right now. And all these things are going to help you achieve that. And they're also going to help you achieve like this wonderful vision that how cool is it to get to experience in this moment extreme joy, extreme abundance and peace, and get to experience it in a 3D world where you get to like go do things that really bring you joy and that you like doing too. But it comes first from within you, from within your mind. It's all here being projected out there, right? So to repeat, stop complaining, number one. Number two, become your vision, become your goals and your dreams. Get help, find the people, subscribe to this. I would love to be on this journey with you and point you in the direction of other people who may specify in something else, but that like you want to learn how to be happy and come from love right now and experience who you really are. Let go. Understand it's happening. It is happening. Okay. Listen, receive the guidance. You can't receive what is there trying to help you unless you're listening. Be ready for the crap. It's not going to go perfectly all the time. And number 6, enjoy the process. I mean, what a gift this all is. Like, that's the thing. If you don't look at your life as a gift and like be able to look back at it, then you're in the raging river, right? Like climb up the mountain a little bit and look down and see all the beauty that's around. See that all the things that you think are this huge deal just aren't. And that everything is working out the way it's supposed to. And unless you do these things, you're not going to know that. You're not going to experience that. And you're going to be caught in the illusion of being a victim and not being able to like be happy and create this amazing life, right? So I love being on this journey with you. This is the end of that 3-part series. Please share this with other people who you think this could help. Find a partner. I'm going to be announcing a community coming up soon that I think will be extremely helpful for hopefully hundreds, possibly thousands, who knows, maybe millions of people someday. But thank you for your support. Like this, comment. I want to hear from you if you have a question about this, a comment. All good either way. And I'll talk to you soon, my friends. Much, much love. Bye-bye.